You know that feeling, it is the last week of the month, you open your banking app, and somehow, despite working hard, despite not splurging on anything crazy, despite doing everything roughly right, there is almost nothing left, and you sit there for a moment just staring at that number. And a quiet voice in the back of your head says the same thing it said last month, and the month before that, next month will be different. Next month, I will be more disciplined. Next month, I will save more. And then next month comes, and the same thing happens. Again, if that sounds familiar, and I suspect it does, because it sounds familiar to almost everyone. I want you to know something before we go any further. This is not a character flaw, it is not laziness. It is not because you lack discipline or willpower or intelligence. It is because you were never taught the one rule that changes everything. And today that changes when most people hear the number one financial mistake beginners make. They expect something dramatic, a bad investment, a gambling habit, reckless spending on things they do not need. But the real answer is far more ordinary than that, far quieter, and because of that, far more expensive. The number one financial mistake beginners make is this: they spend first and save whatever is left. Read that again slowly because it probably sounds completely normal to you. Of course, you spend first, you have bills, rent, groceries, transport. Of course, you save what remains at the end. That is exactly the problem because what remains at the end is almost always close to nothing. Not because you are irresponsible, but because spending has a way of expanding to fill whatever space is available. Economists call it Parkinson's law applied to money. Work expands to fill the time allotted. Spending expands to fill the income available. So, if you wait until the end of the month to save, life will spend that money for you every time without fail. And every month that passes this way carries a cost that is almost impossible to feel but devastating to calculate. Before we get to the numbers, and the numbers are going to be uncomfortable, I want to take a moment here because the honest question is, why does almost everyone make this mistake? Here is the answer: nobody taught you not to. Think about everything you learned in school: mathematics, literature, history, science, languages, years of formal education designed to prepare you for life. When was the lesson on what to do with your first paycheck? When was the class on how compound interest works against you when you wait? When was the curriculum on the difference between spending money and deploying money? It was never there. For most people, financial education ends at save some money with no explanation of how, when, how much, or why. The timing matters more than almost anything else. So you graduated, you started earning, and you did what felt natural. You paid your rent, your bills, your groceries, your social life, the things right in front of you, and you saved what was left. You were not making a mistake. You were doing what made complete sense with the information you had, but now you have more information. And that changes things. Here is where we have to sit with some uncomfortable numbers. I'm going to ask you to stay with this section because what you are about to see is the real price of this mistake, not in abstract terms, in actual money. Meet two people, both 25 years old, both earning the same salary, both living in the same city with the same cost of living. Person A does what most people do: spends first, saves what is left. Some months they save a little, most months not much. They tell themselves they will start properly when they earn more. They average about $100 invested per month. Person B makes one different decision. From their very first paycheck, they transfer $500 to an investment account before they do anything else. Then they live on what remains. They are not depriving themselves, they have simply reversed the order. Same salary, one decision, different order. By age 60, assuming a modest 8% average annual return, which is below the long term historical average of broad market index funds. Person A has approximately $180,000. Person B has approximately $1,700,000. Same income, same city, same 35 years, $1,500,000 apart. That is not the difference between rich and poor. That is the difference between spending first and saving first. Now, here is the part that makes this even more painful. And I say painful because it should feel that way. Not to make you feel bad, but because feeling it is what makes you change the actual money. Person B invested over 35 years about $210,000. The rest, the other 1.5 million, was not earned from working harder or being smarter. It was created by time and compounding doing their work quietly in the background. Every month you wait is a month of compounding. You cannot get back. That is not a metaphor. That is mathematics. And mathematics does not negotiate. Now, most financial advice at this point would tell you to be more disciplined, to track your spending more carefully, to cut back here, reduce there, to try harder. I'm not going to tell you that because it does not work. Here is why willpower is a finite resource. Every decision you make in a day draws from the same pool. By the time you reach the end of the month, tired, busy, with 17 things pulling at your attention, asking yourself to voluntarily move money into savings is asking willpower to do something it was never good at. The people who successfully save month after month are not more disciplined than you. They are not more motivated. They have simply removed willpower from the equation entirely. They automated it. The moment their paycheck lands, a preset automatic transfer moves a fixed amount into a separate investment account. It happens before they see the money, before they feel it, before they can spend it. The decision was made once and then it never has to be made again. This is the mechanism behind pay yourself first, and it is not a motivation trick, it is an engineering solution to a human psychology problem. So, here is what the change actually looks like. Not in theory, in practice. Old order: earn, spend on everything, save what remains, usually nothing left. New order: earn, move fixed amount to investment account immediately, spend the rest freely, no guilt, no tracking needed. The critical word in that second order is immediately. Not at the end of the month, not when you remember. The moment your paycheck arrives, and the amount matters less than you think, especially at the beginning. Starting with $50 a month and staying consistent beats starting with 500 and stopping after 3 months. Consistency is the engine. The amount is the fuel you add over time. The other thing that changes when you do this, and this surprised me the most when I first experienced it, is how you feel about money. When you know that savings is already taken care of, the rest of your spending carries zero guilt. You are not at the end of the month trying to remember where the money went. You are living freely within a structure that is already working for you in the background. That feeling of money working for you rather than against you is what this channel is here to help you reach, one video at a time. If you have never heard this explained this way before, that is exactly why this channel exists. Subscribe for a new video every day. We build this understanding from the ground up. No jargon, no hype, nothing to sell, just things that are genuinely worth knowing. Now, let us bring this together. I want to close with something important. If you are watching this and feeling a quiet sting because you recognize this mistake in your own life, because you can count the months or years you have spent doing it, I want you to hear this clearly. It is okay, you made the most logical decision with the information you had at the time. Everyone does. The grandmother we talked about yesterday kept cash in a drawer because nobody told her what cash does over time. You spent before saving because nobody told you what that costs. Now you know, and here is the beautiful mathematical truth about compounding that most people miss when they feel behind. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is today, not next month when you earn more, not next year when things settle down. Today, with whatever number feels manageable, because the habit, the act of paying yourself first automatically before life spends it for you, is worth more in the first month than any amount you could save 10 years from now. You did not fail, you were not taught, now you were. And that is a different starting line. See you tomorrow.